Hello and welcome to the studio where we paint away the stress of everyday life. But I'm not actually painting today. What I'm going to be doing is making an original panel made with MDF, rabbit skin glue and some muslin. Because I want to paint a traditional a painting, in fact, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while and using traditional methods. If this is the first time you've actually seen one of my videos, then please click the subscribe button, click the notification button on the main channel page, and join me every Monday at 7:30 where I paint away the stress of everyday life with regular lessons, and also lessons like this sometimes posted during the week. So without further ado, let's get on to showing you how I actually made this panel. Thought I would show you around. This is where I make my panels for my commission work. So I just thought I'd show you a couple of bits of the wood that I actually do use for painting on. And I've also got some wood here which I make frames with. And I seal those with traditional rabbit skin glue. But also, if I'm doing acrylics, then I'll just use a PVA sealer or something like that. But yeah, maybe just show you quickly the wood I use. See, I got a couple of little bits of wood here. I got some very thin plywood there. They're good for making panels. I've also got down some hardboard there, or MDF. I use that quite extensively as well. I've got some pre-cut MDF there. So there's a little 10 by 8 panel, as you can see. I'll sand that back, seal it, and I don't know whether I'll put a traditional gesso on there or just an ordinary acrylic gesso, but I have got a nice board here as well. This is a very thick plywood marine board, which I'm thinking of doing a lesson with that. So I'm going to put that down safe there. There's Molly looking at me. Hello Molly, you come to see me in the studio, have you? Come to see me in the studio. There's another MDF panel there which I'm going to be prepping quite shortly, but they do need sanding, and what I tend to use is these type of sanding blocks there, and I've got a squeegee there which is used for tile adhesive, but that's good for smoothing off gessos like that. Got a rag and I got a sponge, old tiles there which I use to pop up my panel, and a mixing pot and a brush and my cup of tea. What I'm actually doing in this particular part of the painting is getting my board prepared. So I've just cut that to size now. It's 20 by 14 and it's an MDF panel, so it's quite a nice substrate to actually paint on. So once cut the size, what I normally do is I get a sanding block, and I'm in my shed where I prepare all my panels. I'm just going around all the edges with my sanding block, again turning over, doing the other edge. While I got the sanding pad in my hand, I'm just going to rough down the surface of this MDF panel, so that I'm going to apply a size of rabbit skin glue on that. So that's all nice and smooth. Now what I've got to do is I've got some muslin there which I'm going to be using to paint on, so I need to cut that to size now. Okay, this is quite inexpensive stuff. Hope I bought enough. This is bought specifically for this particular project. So I'm just going to open that up. This should give me a nice surface to actually paint on then. Yeah, that's more than enough. So I need to lay that over my board. I want to overlap, so that's important that I get an overlap, and just need to cut this to size. Any little bits left over then can be used for a smaller canvas if you want. There you go, it's as simple as that really. Yeah, and there's, put that safe. I'll just leave that up there. So there's my muslin all cut to size. So I'm just going to put that one side. I'm going to get my cloth and I'm just going to take off the surface dust. There you go. Now I got some rabbit skin glue. There you go, there's rabbit skin glue. Now this has already been made and you can see it goes to like a jelly when it's set. So to bring that back to life, I just drop that into some boiling water and that should, theoretically, that should melt that and we should get a nice rabbit skin glue. So as a just come back in then. I'm just going to stir that very quickly in the water and it should dissolve quite quickly now. Ready for the application. You can keep rabbit skin glue for up to 2 weeks in the fridge. Just a bit of a lump left in there. I'll be discarding this after I finish with this because this glue is already about a week old because I was using it to size some of the panels. Okay, so that should be sufficiently, yes it is, there we are. This is a nice runny consistency. As you can see, it looks like a I don't know what that looks like. So we don't want to put a lot of this on, but we want to coat the whole surface of this board now with this rabbit skin glue. Don't want to put it on too thick because there's a possibility if it's too thick it will crack, and that's not what we want. We don't want this to crack. We want enough on there to be able to take the muslin when we place the muslin on now. Okay, we need to get our muslin and we need to lay our muslin on. Don't forget to leave that overlap and just stretch that muslin out. Don't want any creases in this. Nice and tight. Bit fiddly, but if you're careful and take your time, you have a little bit of time to work with this. Use the ball of your hand and smooth that out. Or if you wanted to, you've got one of these tile applicators just to help you stretch that. It's like putting one of those glass protectors on your iPhone, on your phone. There you go. Get a nice muslin. that muslin is actually split there. So I'm going to lift that off. I didn't notice that. I'm just going to put that back on very quickly before this rabbit skin glue dries. It can take a couple of days for this to go off, which is okay. This is quite a thin muslin, so I'm just going to take extra care not to tear it too much. It is going to be gessoed later on, so not too worried. Right, all we need to do now is flip that over, and then again our rabbit skin glue. We need to just go around the edges like this. Keeping our rabbit skin glue in the warm water, as it is going to solidify shortly. So we need to pull our muslin right up tight over the edge there. And we bring our little bit of extra glue just on this sun side, because what we're going to do is double that fold over, pulling it tight. And continuing to do that all around. Doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be functional. It adds character to the back of the canvas in any case. So it looks handmade then. You don't want anything too clinical and precise. That adds the character to this type of panel, which is going to be painted in traditional methods. What I do then is just get my glue, and I'm just going to go very quickly, very thinly over that, so we make sure it's 100% stuck down. I haven't worried too much about the edges, because this, when it dries, is going to keep everything nice and taut. And I'm not too worried about it cracking a little bit on the back of this glue, because this is just a support at the end of the day. This is just keeping that muslin in place. What I'm going to do now is get a couple of my tiles. I put two tiles there, and lift that up, put two tiles there. I'm going to flip my board over, so that's going to keep the board up off, and it's going to dry underneath then. Now what I'm going to do is start applying some rabbit skin glue now to the front. And I'm just going to go in circular motions like this, because I find this is the best coverage, and you tend to, there's a little hair there, tend to get a better coverage with this then, and you're not putting it on too thick. Make sure your brush doesn't molt. And then just allow that to dry, and then we can get on with just putting a primer onto that, and it's ready for painting. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson on actually making an original panel made with MDF and rabbit skin glue and muslin. So why not buy the bits and pieces and give it a try. Now if you want to see how I made the rabbit skin glue, please click in the iCards, and don't forget, please like, comment, share and subscribe. This is the first time you've seen one of my lessons, then I urge you to subscribe and click that notification. Join me every Monday at 7:30 for painting lessons, and sometimes during the week for little lessons like this. So thank you very much. Take care. Bye. Nice.